I turned myself in on my own accord to try to get this taken care of. So I'm just hoping to see if I can get a bond today, so I can be home for Christmas. I paid the bondsman $500 to get me to court. When I called the bondsman tells me he's out of town.
I don't understand why you're telling me that it's up to your bondsman to get you to court. That
I'm
looks
going to be
like
sitting
where it
here
is.
till January 3rd.
What?
I'm going to be sitting here till January 3rd after I've been sitting in jail 10 days.
A judge is about to decide whether a man will go home for Christmas or spend it in jail. The man is in custody for a theft he committed 4 years ago. Although he turned himself in 10 days ago, he missed his first court date, so the court denied him bond. The atmosphere in the courtroom is very tense because this decision carries real weight. I'm unsure whether the judge's decision is right or wrong. What do you think? Should he be allowed to go home or should he stay in jail? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoy content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's dive in.
Doing today?
Fine. Are you Mr. Kelly?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm Judge Sanders. We're just having a docket call today. That's the purpose of this. And what it is, Mr. Kelly, is that's a 2020 case that you had. And apparently, the state is requesting that your probation on that case be revoked and that you.
Yes, sir. So, I bonded out on that case, correct? And I paid the bondsman $500 to get me to court. When I called the bondsman tells me he's out of town. So I called Judge Sanderfield's office 3 times. Then I called the court clerk 3 times, and I called the district attorney's office and try to get a Zoom link. They told me they couldn't give me a Zoom link on the case. So I called back my bondsman. He says, well, what you need to do is start walking. So I called my attorney, Watts, at the time, and he said there was nothing he could do for me. So 10 days ago, I just got a new job working at Kohl's, making $27 an hour. 10 days ago, on Friday the 13th, I go turn myself in to Sedgwick County to get this taken care of. And then, I guess they finally just get a hold of you guys a couple of days ago on the 20th and said that I was ready to be picked up. But I turned myself in. I did everything I was supposed to do to try to get to court on back in July. I called everybody I could, tried the judge, everybody, so my bond wouldn't get revoked. And then, I turned myself in on my own accord to try to get this taken care of. So I'm just hoping to see if I can get a bond today, so I can be home for Christmas. I did do my part of turning myself in and did everything I could back in July to get here. And I just want to get this taken care of. It's a 4-year-old case, sir. And like I said, I just got a $27 an hour paying job, and I just would like to get it taken care of.
It looks like back in June, your judge revoked your bond. You failed to appear.
Yes.
The court issued a bench warrant and a no bond hold.
Yes, sir. I understand that because I didn't show up in court, but it wasn't my fault. I paid the bondsman $500 to get me here, and he couldn't get me here. It was his duty to get me here when I paid him $500. I bonded out and gave him $500 to make sure I got here. And then when he told me he couldn't get me here, I called everybody I could. The judge's chambers. I called the district attorney. I called everybody I could, and it was all documented. I even called Mr. Watts, my lawyer at the time, and no one could help me out. But now that I got this new paying job, I turned myself in on my own accord. I figured I should at least be able to get a bond so I can I'm trying to do what's right here.
At first, I felt sympathy for him, but now he seems unreasonable. He appears to believe that paying his bondsman $500 means the bondsman must take him to court, which is not how it works. The bondsman posts bail but isn't responsible for escorting him to court. The man needs to take responsibility for his actions rather than blaming the bondsman or complaining about missing Christmas. His behavior could make things worse, but ultimately, it's up to the judge to decide. It's a difficult
Not unless you've
situation.
got some
Your
special
instinct may be
arrangement
to
with
feel
him, and
sorry for
that's
him,
nothing that the
but
court
it
has
seems he's just making
to do.
excuses
That's
at this
just his
point.
fee for,
What do you
to make
think?
a bond.
I don't know.
I don't understand why you're telling me that it's up to your bondsman to get you to court.
Well, I paid him $500 to make sure I got here.
How much was your bond?
5,000.
Well, that's just the bondsman's fees for putting the money up for you. That's not the,
I figure that's
that's not to
ain't it their
pick you
job
up
to
and
make sure
haul
I
you
get
to
here?
court.
Ain't it their job to make sure I get to court though?
No, not unless you got some special arrangement with him, and that's nothing that the court has to do. And that's just his fee to make a bond for you so that you don't have to put up any money. Well, all right. In any event, Judge Satterfield has set that as a no bond hold. She wants to see you before she'd even consider bond, and I'm not going to do a sideways appeal on this and overrule her. So,
So I can't get no bond.
nope, no bond. Now, what they have done is give you a special setting, expedited hearing on your case, and this is for bond revocation. And it's at 1:30 on January the 3rd. And that's to be in person
And Your Honor,
and no bond until that time. Yes, Mr. Regier.
based off of the state's information, that is a 1 o'clock setting, but
Yeah.
I believe it is an in-person setting on January 3rd.
I thought I said that. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, it's in person, right?
That is the state's understanding, Your Honor.
Yes, I understand that too. So, that
So
looks
I'm gonna
like
be sitting
where it
here
is.
till January 3rd.
What?
I'm gonna be sitting here till January 3rd after I've been sitting in jail 10 days.
Yes. Well, then I suggest that you do. I take it that you don't have money for a lawyer, and Mr. Watts had previously represented you. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What you might do, because I'm at this point, I'm going to go ahead and reappoint him for you, is you might get a hold of him and see.
Ain't no way of getting a hold of him. I've been trying to get a hold of him for a week.
You have his number?
Yeah, I got his number. My wife got his number. My mom got his number. We all been trying to get a hold of him for a week. I've been sitting in Sedgwick County Jail for a week.
Well, I'd suggest that maybe you try to give him a call this afternoon. If in any event,
How's that gonna help me any?
well, he could maybe file an emergency motion with Judge Satterfield, because I'm not going to overrule another judge here on that.
All right, so I guess we done here then.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. You're excused.
Your Honor, could you repeat the time for the January 3rd date,
Yes.
please?
It's January the 3rd at 1 p.m. and she wants that in person. So I take it that means he needs to be.
Do you think the judge made the right call? Personally, I do. Staying in jail over Christmas is unfortunate, but theft has consequences. The man made choices and the outcome is deserved. He spent much of the hearing crying and acting as if the bondsman was responsible for taking him to court, which is incorrect. He needs to face the consequences of his actions. I also suspect he was dishonest about earning $27 an hour at Coe's, as that seems unlikely for a starting wage. Nevertheless, the judge followed the law. Missing a court date violates bond terms and cannot be ignored. Overall, the judge's decision was fair, firm, and justified. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like the video and subscribe for more content. Let me know in the comments whether you agree with the judge or would have decided differently.